This is a 2000 Mustang, and we're changing out this air filter, which is in here, and this how we're gonna do it. First of all, the easiest way for me is to take this plug off that runs into your intake, snap that off, pull back on it, and then this other plug that is stuck here to the firewall is pull it off and move this tab right here, push down on it and separate it. Once you separate that, you got a nut on this side with a clamp on it. Take the tube off that runs from the intake to the air filter box. So you can use a Phillips head, a square head, flat head screwdriver to take it off. Just take this assembly off. That way you will have more room to work with it. Take this little tube off on the side that runs into this tube. Pull the back side out first, and then pull the front side out. Now hold on a second. Now I have like these little clips here. One on the top and one is on the bottom side. You just pull up on these clips like you're unlatching a box. There's one on the bottom side near the AC compressor. Pull that off. And when you put this on, here's a little edge on it, and what it does, it sits down in a little hole. And then so it's only one way to put it on. You can't put it on wrong. Once you sit that down in that little hole that's mounted to this box here further towards the front, then you could just sit it down in there, and then you could latch this part here. This part is what this clip here latches on to. So you remove that out the way. Now you can pull your air filter out. That there is a filter for a 2000 Mustang 3.8. Now there's also one for a 5.4, but it's a little bigger, but when you take it out and look at it, you can see the big difference. So now I'm gonna put my replacement one on. This here is made by STP, and the model number SA7730. This is a new filter. We're gonna put that back in. Now, we're gonna put this back in here. And remember, we're gonna set this here down in that little tab, in that little slot. It's a little cut out slot for it to sit down in. And at the same time, the inner part of that filter, this here sits on the inner part of that filter. So you gotta kind of put that in the inner part of that filter and sit that down in there. So you kind of gotta watch what you're doing and watch your filter at the same time. Clip that side. Clip the bottom side. Now, we're gonna go back with our tube here. The big end goes towards the air filter. It's easier to set that in first. And then to put the other side on is you pull back And these ribs here let you pull back on it. It's pulled back towards you to put the other side on. And you may have to spin it a little bit to make it seat well. Sometimes you might put something like some WD-40 or something on, some kind of type of lubricant to put it on to help it slide on easier. Now, I'm gonna tighten back up my bolts, my tightening bands. Finger tight, try not to hand tight. So I do a finger tight, which means I just use a few fingers on my hand to tighten it. But you hand tighten it, you might put a little more too much pressure on it. Unless you know you've been working on cars for a while and you about to know how much pressure to put on it. Because you don't want to crack the house, and then you have to replace the whole air filter box. So now I'm going to tighten up the other side. Then remember to put your little hose back in here. Push that in. Now, you're gonna find your little harness. Here we go, right here. Get your harness. Snap it back in here. You have a lot of these prongs here and more there, but it's only one way to put it on, is you match that top part with this part. So you can't put it on incorrect. Snap it in. Stick it back on your firewall. Then plug your other one in. It only goes on one way. And that's it. That's how you replace a filter on a 2000 Mustang with the 3.8. All right, thank you.